right, we should be live. Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, August 31st. The time right now is 9:38 in the AM, and it's 19 degrees Celsius. Don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. And I'm here in midtown Toronto. Mike is in the chat. What's up, Mike? Good morning. Rob Mahoney is here. Just waiting for a few more people to drop in, and then I'll get up and start waltzing around the city. And for this one, I'm going to be heading north up to where I would go for work. Susan says the volume seems low. Let me just confirm that here. I would suggest checking the volume on your own device, because I didn't change any of those settings. I'm not even sure I have a microphone volume on this. Let me just take a quick listen here. Good morning, Tom Tim Tung.
It's a tasty drink.
I am... Oh, here, one sec. I think the volume sounds good to me, Susan. I just tested it on my phone there. There I am, kind of baking in the sun. I don't think I have the right mode on my gimbal, but you can see me. Yeah, let's turn it around. There we go. And hello to everyone else just dropping in. You'll notice there was no video this morning, so that is why we're going with the live stream. I'm going to start doing this from time to time. And the last time I did a live stream this early in the morning, I started in this same spot, and I headed in the direction I'm facing now, to the south, and I ended up all the way at First Canadian Place, where I worked about a year and a half ago last. So the financial district in downtown is off in that direction. But we're going to be going in this direction, to the north. The rat who plays Danganronpa, here's some coffee on you. If you love these morning walks, thank you very much for the $10 down in Florida. But for this one, we're going to be heading north. Still playing with some of the settings on the gimbal here. I think I've got it. Or not. It seems to be kind of... This is a new gimbal. It seems to be drifting around on me a fair bit. And I don't really know why. Maybe I haven't just figured that part out yet. Luca, for a drink. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Luca. This is a new gimbal. But I don't think I have it set up right. All right. So I'm going to switch gimbals up here. I'm just going to pull over, because whenever I fix the horizon line, you'll notice it just kind of drifts downwards into the abyss. What is going on? We've got a drunk gimbal. Get up there. All right, yeah, we're going to switch gimbals here. I clearly didn't put this thing through adequate testing. All right, I do apologize for this. There's a lovely view at Nothing Special. Ooh, but I do have the other gimbal on me. So let's turn this one off. Get the other gimbal loaded. There we go. And we are back, although I lost my view of the chat. What happened? When I switched my gimbal, oh, there we go. I got it back. Now I just got to put the other gimbal away. Sorry about this, guys. I just kind of assumed the new gimbal would work the same way as the old gimbal. There we go. We are back. There's the Home Appliances food truck. The Walking Man dude says, "Give me your old gimbal. Surely it's better than his made out of gimbal sauce." Thought it was gimbal juice, gimbal sauce. Let me just recenter the old gimbal. Green City, NYC. Walking Man dude is here. Do I have USA residency? No. I do not. There's where Sporting Life used to be. They've kept the mural up. But now it's a BMO bank. You can still get your skis and bike stuff at the main Sporting Life just to the north of here. Am I walking north to York Mill Station? That is the idea. I did used to work just north of York Mill Station, so for this one, we'll be heading north to around that area. And we're currently walking by the patio for Cibo or Chibo. Corrected me on it 1,000 times and I still say it wrong. It's kind of a nice morning to be out. I did go out last night and I recorded a bike ride. I went down Sherburne Street at night. That was kind of interesting. That is currently uploading to YouTube, so that'll be on the channel at some point in the near future. How was New York City? I would say it was pretty great. First live stream, happy to see you back. Thank you, Estelle. Yes, this is my first time going live on the streets in quite a while. Let's see what's going on in the old public message center. We got some daycare action, body love, guitar lessons, university prepping, some kind of jewelry on a wooden stump. Landscaping. Lauren, yes, the border is open. What's crazy is the land border is only open in one direction. I cannot drive north to the US. Hey, there's where Enterprise Rent-A-Car used to be. But our American friends can come south. Apparently, the American government thinks us Canadians, with our extremely better numbers than theirs, are a risk if we travel north. So we have to fly in, which is pretty dumb. Hey, you country to the north of us, we know you're doing way better than we are, but stay out. We don't want to get worse. How does that work? And here is the St. Clements Young Parquet. Student says, isn't Hurricane Ida going through the US right now? I don't really know about that. Not too up to date on that sort of thing. Enrico, $100. Johnny, you rock, buddy. Enrico. Thank you so much, Enrico. I also got the note you sent regarding the collab with Action Kid. Thank you again for that and for the super chat. Steve, God save the monarchy. Thank you for the super, Steve. Oh, Stanley. I don't know why I read that as Steve. I just saw an S and my head said Steve. Thank you again, Enrico. Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, yeah. That's just a look south. So if you're wondering where I am, it's Midtown, formerly known as North Toronto. We are well north of Yonge and Eglinton. The next subway stop will be Lawrence, and then after that we'll be going by York Mills. Good day, Christian. And I think this is new. This art here. It's kind of interesting. There's Second Cup for our American friends. It's kind of like a Canadian Starbucks. Estelle, apparently the new e-bikes are in, but the company is waiting on the batteries to arrive. They should be getting them this week, I think around Wednesday. At this point, I'm not in a huge rush. I can always wait another day or two. Michelle, YouTube has those issues where if you're a kid, you can't, or if your account is flagged as one, you can't comment or participate in chats like this. Christian says, do a video of me putting together the new bike. It's funny you say that, because I was talking to them yesterday, and they said, since it's a folding bike, it comes shipped completely built and ready to go. So there will be no unboxing or assembly. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to that. Kartik, $10. Get yourself some lunch on me after the chat. Just started your dream job and your streams kept you sane through the process. Thank you, Kartik, very much for the $10. Let's see. And yes, I'm in bad need of a haircut. I should have got one in New York. That would have been cool. So after this walk, I'm going to have some coffee and a snack, and then I'm going to go home and go out and make a video this afternoon. But I'm going to put my feet up and watch the rest of White Lotus tonight. Jeanette is here. Hello, Jeanette. There's the Big Sporting Life. Not as big as their Sherway Mall location, I think, but oh, this van was up on the up on the curb there. Stanley, $5. Johnny strides for Prime Minister. Sorry, Mr. O'Toole. I've now taken the lead from you. I know we don't talk a whole lot of politics, but well, that early election the feds called has just completely backfired, hasn't it? I know a number of people that are diehard liberals now looking at a conservative vote. Well, they can go F themselves after introducing Bill C-10 anyways. That's enough of the political chat. I'll self-censor myself. Mill Street Organic, because it's organic and we're on Mill Street. That makes sense. It's also owned by Molson. Craft beer, you are not. Ooh, what's going in here on the left? And why is traffic backed up so much all of a sudden? We have a 9-story building here. Being planned. IPL, SGD 20, you deserve a pint after walking to work. Thank you, IPL. Most people, when they get to work, they actually have to do a job for 7 or 8 hours, sometimes more. When I get there, I'm going to sit in a Starbucks and then go back home. I'm going to do my laundry, as I haven't done that since coming back from New York, hence the Oop, sorry, I just turned my gimbal off. Come on, gimbal. Hence the bottom of the barrel. Got it, and a box of t-shirt, or a box of cereal t-shirt that we're wearing today. Christian, I was in New York City for 4 nights and a little place called East Rutherford in New Jersey for 1 night. Although I really only just slept in East Rutherford, I went out Drove all around New Jersey. Got to drive by where the Giants and Jets play, and the American Dream Mall, and along Hoboken, where you get an incredible view of the downtown Manhattan skyline. And, that guy in the white car, I missed it, but he just hollered at me. Here is Glencairn Avenue. So this is interesting. Here we are on Yonge, which is the really busy north to south node through this area, and there is no subway here. But if you go west, there is a subway on the university side in between Eglinton and Lawrence. Yet on Yonge, there is no subway between Eglinton and Lawrence. And that's probably why there's not so many high-rises on this stretch of Yonge. The very wealthy Sherwood Park and Lawrence Park neighborhoods are just over there on the right. Lytton Park is on the left. Good morning, Marg H. Do you think I'll bump into Lizzo sometimes? Possibly. I've run into Ken a number of times, and I walked by Jerome Forestwood once. I also ran into 4K Wanderer a few times. And Toronto Walk and Drive, and Lines and Trails, and Rolling with Ian. I think at some point or another I've pretty much seen most of the Toronto Walktubers. Let's not forget Tom Tim Tung and Ryan Rides. They do two-wheeled adventures. Tom Tim Tung says yay. I'll never forget that real life Diet Pepsi super chat, Tom. So if you're wondering where today's video is, well, this is it. How's your scooter? Still riding? I did a late night scooter stream shortly before I went to New York, and that published last week. And that inspired a late night e-bike video, or not stream, rather a video. And I did another late night video last night on the bike. I'm still having some issues with my e-bike. It's a bit noisy. I have some problems with the brakes. And I'm on the wrong side of the street. There's a nice park over there. What's my next trip outside Toronto? Probably Niagara. I'll probably do that sometime in September. And if you go in this park here, is Duplex Avenue, and then that will take you into a ravine. And you can follow that all the way pretty much to Avenue Road and Lawrence. Ooh, this is nice. This might be a good place to grab a drink of water. Put the handle on the gimbal. Probably should have just left it on there. Let's go to a wide angle here. Go down to the ravine. No, we're going to stick to heading north on Yonge. I wanted to do this stream at 8 a.m., but I woke up at like 6:30 and told Alexa to STFU with her alarms. And then I woke up again an hour later and I snoozed again. Sorry. I had 3 big ass ice cubes in this water bottle before I left, and now they're all melted. And that wasn't too long ago, so I'm guessing it's starting to warm up quite a bit. At least I managed to shower. And when I get home, I'm gonna have to do some laundry, as I can't keep wearing this clothing collection that I don't even bother to hang up. King's first ride to Niagara tomorrow. Bike ride, motorcycle ride, train ride. Good morning, Blake. Good morning, Vivian Johnson. I hope you had a great birthday. Yeah, we're gonna cross the street here. Greetings, Jim in North Carolina. Remember last year when everyone was afraid to touch things? It's like you get some kind of instant death plague just by touching stuff like buttons. Ooh, look at this tiny squirrel. It was just chasing that big one. I don't know if I caught that. Ah, it's long gone. I'm trying not to trip here. Marg H says, that was a chipmunk. I thought yeah, Kartik, I think it's still kind of silly that when you go to the supermarket in the self-checkout, they have to like wipe everything down every single time someone wants to use it. Oh well. There's the look into the park. And that is Lawrence Park off in that direction. A very well-heeled neighborhood. Public drinking fountain. I remember when all these were shut off. In fact, I have no idea if this one will work. Oh, they took the thing out of it. Marg H, $10 for some laundry detergent. Thank you. That is not an item I need. What I need is a robot to do my laundry for me. New member, welcome D. Terrell. Welcome to membership. That's one thing that I wish I could do is have Patreon members show up, the same as channel members. And just in here is the Lawrence Park Ravine. I remember doing a live stream in there once. So today, I think I'm gonna go out and do a hidden Toronto walk. There's a few spots I can sort of tie into one walk together over around the Junction neighborhood. What you reckon, Vancouver or Toronto? Well, if you like permanent overcast, I think Vancouver wins hands down. Look at this like substation type building. I'm guessing that's for the subway station. And where's Jeanette? We've got a library sighting. It's the George H. Locke Public Library. What did you think about New York? I thought it was amazing. Second best city in North America. TM, I tried to record this with the new gimbal, but I don't think I had it set up right. So a few minutes into this stream, I switched to the old tried and true gimbal. Greetings, Reina from the Philippines. And Aaron and Danito. Man, it's been a long time since I've done a walking live stream. Whoa, Coke truck. That was a very late left turn there. And here is Lawrence Station. So if you're going to the bridle path, you would head off that way, and it'll also take you to York University's Glendon College, or Glendon campus. There's a Timmy's. Fang is from Brooklyn. The only place I went to in Brooklyn was Dumbo, unfortunately. And I didn't go to Brooklyn on my other trip to New York. And I didn't travel through Queens a whole lot. That is one thing about New York City. I think Manhattan itself, just between downtown and midtown, has so much more to it than any other city I've been to in the US. There's some kids having some kind of day camp at the fire hall. I did, Enrico. I won't include the 99-cent pizza or za as amazing, but the value was certainly there. Ivan's Bikes BMW says Toronto is clean. Yes. I would say Toronto is rather clean. I don't really feel that so much walking around here. Mainly that's because I live here and I'm just used to it. But I see those comments all the time on my videos and in the streams. One thing is for sure, the New York City subway is not clean. It's rather decrepit, but it is amazing in its reach and extensiveness. So we are in the Young Lawrence Village, and there's an entrance to Lawrence Station that I recorded in a video not too long ago. I think I put it on my Stumbles channel, as I had never been through that entrance before. Hartik, yeah, I saw that video that Action Kid uploaded. That station was appalling. I'd have to say my favorite part was the random rope that was just lying there. I found the streets of Dumbo were rather spotless, although I guess that's kind of a touristy area. They might keep it pristine for a reason. I'd say New York is quite clean. The only thing that is unclean really are the subways there. New member Kimchi. Thank you for joining the channel, Kimchi. When I was in New Jersey, I went to, I think it was called the BCD Tofu House. It's one of the most highly regarded Korean restaurants in the New York area. While I was there, someone had pointed out that Anthony Bourdain went there and raved about it. And I thought it was pretty good. Although we're quite spoiled for good Korean in Toronto. And the Koreatown in Manhattan was neat. It was really just a few blocks. And And there were a lot of sort of higher end places, not really the type of places you would associate with eating that style of food at, but it was really neat. Fang says the BCD tofu house is so good. Yeah, they have one in Manhattan too, right? But I went to the one in New Jersey, and it was kind of cool. There was a lot of other Korean stuff in that area. There was a Perry baguette. And some other Korean bakeries. They're kind of French-style bakeries with a Korean twist. That could be true, Danito. So I'm heading north up the east side of Yonge. New member, welcome, Stanley McNulty. Right, Stanley McNulty. I didn't see the notification come in. Oh, there's the notification. Welcome to the channel, Stanley. Stark's Barber Company. How much is a men's cut? Young man's cut. $30. 12 and under. I'm not 12 and under. Hello, I'd like the young man's cut. Whoops, what did I do? Hey, Susan, they still let me on some of those rides. Good morning, Joseph. Eviscerate, it is good weather for a walk. It's not quite the morning commute that I imagined, as I was trying to do it around the time I would have done that before. I miss Toronto. We are going in the other direction. Hong says I walk to work too. Well, I used to walk to work. Now I kind of walk for work. Wizard says I should create my own Discord server. Yeah, Action Kid has one. But that is a lot of work. I have my Instagram and I do put up community posts to announce things and stuff. So between this channel and my other channel and Instagram, I kind of have my hands full. I'm not big enough to have the luxury to hire someone to help me out with some of that stuff. Amir says New York was the best city he had been to. Then he discovered Toronto. Well, if you're a fan of the big East Coast city, I think you'll like both. notable mentions to Boston and Montreal. And if we could include Chicago in there, I think that would be an amazing group of 5. But Chicago's more Midwest. And we're getting kind of towards the north of the Young Lawrence Village now. Funny dog in the chat. Allie, Boston is quite walkable. They even have those walking tours on the sidewalk, right? With the, where you can follow the historical tour. No map required. Novell says Philly is still in the east. I've never really been to Philly, so I apologize if I left that out. Although I have seen Philly on Nick Johnson's channel. Perhaps that doesn't give the best impression of it. And I think this is Teddington Park Avenue. When I was doing the collab with Action Kid, he mentioned kind of how he thought Yonge Street was a bit like Toronto's Broadway. It sort of goes right through the heart of everything. And it's the street people most associate Toronto with. There's probably some truth to that. The Belly Buster Submarines. That place has an old school vibe to it. Susan says Belly Buster reminds her of Mr. Sub. Yeah, it's kind of got that old school sandwich shop vibe to it. And here we are at Yonge Boulevard. Good morning, Transportation Land. Last look to the south before we start to head down Hogs Hill. So we passed through the Yonge Eglinton neighborhood and Yonge and Lawrence. And now it's up for a big stretch of good old nothing. You can see the towers of Yonge and Sheppard looming off in the distance there. If for whatever reason my iPhone is not letting me, oh, there we go, zoom it. Camera angle am I at here? I'm just going to grab another sip of water on this hill here. All right, we're just gonna sit down for a second. Is alcohol in public allowed? No, but these days it is tolerated. I think the city of Toronto issued so few public alcohol container tickets last year that you could count them on one hand. Here's a view of something. May not, here, let me see if I can rebalance that. Drinking age is 18 in Montreal, or Quebec, I think it's 19 everywhere else. Funny Dog, $5 for some afternoon hooch. Thank you, Funny Dog. Thank you very much. I'll be making one video this afternoon. I'm trying to get ahead on videos. I got ahead by like 5 or 6 when I went to New York. I literally had no energy when I got back. How do the COVID restrictions in New York compare with Toronto? Similar. They're stricter on some things and more lax on other things, but overall, it's not too different. Good morning, Silent the Hedgehog. There is a tired YouTuber. I've ever been to LA once. I've been to LAX a few times, and I do not have fond memories of LAX. The last time I went there, my flight was held up on the tarmac because there were no gates to go to. And it was one of those stupid arrangements where I had to get out and claim my bag, leave the terminal I landed at, and then go over to the international terminal and recheck in. Like, why is that all separated? It's like you have to leave the airport to go back into it. And then, because waiting on the tarmac made me late, it was a flight I almost missed. When I landed in Korea, I knew it was a bad sign because as soon as I went through customs, the first thing I heard was my name over the PA system in the airport. Giant international airport, and they're yelling my name out. So I knew that right away my bags didn't make it. That was the only reason I could think of. So thank you, LAX, for your craptastic experience. Funny Dog says, gotta go. All right, Funny Dog, adios. Red Robin says, what do I think? I don't know. It's one of those, we'll just see how it plays out, whatever they choose. And we are now heading south down Hogs Hill. But I mentioned in my stream on Sunday night that I do on my other channel that LaGuardia was a pretty good experience. They've completely rebuilt that airport, or at least the terminal I was in. There's the fancy Hogs Hollow neighborhood, a lot of big houses in there. Hello, Jim B from upstate New York. See, Ross, we'd love to have you. And this stretch of Yonge, between Yonge Boulevard and just north of the 401, is probably the quietest stretch, well, it is the quietest stretch of Yonge in the city, because Yonge runs from the lake all the way up to past Steeles. I think there's a place called Dildo Red Robin. There is Ivor Road. It is mansions galore if you go down that street. I'll take you through Hogs Hollow. And the old Miller Tavern will be coming up on the right. Enrico, that is probably true. Newfoundland. Well, if I had the luxury of Googling right now, I'm sure we'd find some. Hanger or hangover? Am I going to the station? Yeah, I think we're going to go to York Mills. I think I'll do another morning walk from Finch down to York Mills, and we'll cover that stretch. And then I'll pretty much have covered all of Yonge and Toronto on morning live streams. There's some tennis courts, no doubt these are private ones. It's good to see they're open. The tennis court at my building has been annoying to book. I've made it kind of difficult, and they've kept the pool closed down, even though swimming pools are allowed to reopen. Oh, here's yeah, we're gonna walk by the Miller in a second. Hey. Look what I found, a tennis ball. I'm gonna throw the tennis ball holding the gimbal. Here's the game. Can I throw the tennis ball into the square? Can I throw the ball into that square while holding the gimbal and a backpack? I'm not going to have my normal range of motion here. Oh, I was short. I lifted my arm up and my backpack was restricting me. I was like, this isn't gonna go. Wow. We can try that again. Look at this. This is a Wilson. This is a nice ball. This is what we are doing on our morning streams, folks. Okay. I will not be short on this one. And I was short. And I was short. Right after I said I was not going to be short. Hey, if you're in the market for tennis balls. Okay, this is the last one that we're gonna call it a day. We're also gonna do this one from long range. Can I throw it in the square from way up here while holding a gimbal and a backpack? I know this is the high drama that you all tuned into my live stream for. This is like twice as far. Oh no! Screw that. I swear I'm not a weakling. I feel like a sucker at those carnival games. All right, Brad Palmer, have a good one. Thanks for swinging in. I would have paid $10 for 3 attempts to do that, to win a stuffed animal that's only worth $2, and I still would have missed. Didn't win that big teddy. No, you win the tiny little thing. You gotta work up to that big teddy. You gotta spend at least $100. The only time I ever won a giant stuffed animal was at the C&E. And I was in high school and I was with some other people. And I didn't want to carry the stupid thing around with me. So I ended up giving it away. Here's a fun fact. They want people to win those giant things to the point where every once in a while they kind of rig it in your favor, because when people are walking around carnivals with giant stuffed animals, it makes other people want to play the games. It's like free advertising. People get that sort of, oh, I gotta have that feeling. It must be possible. They want it. All right, I'm gonna shoot the camera this way. You won a huge 6-foot shark at Wonderland once. Remember the CNE used to have those pocket bikes you could win in those games. I can picture Tom Tim Tung on one of those. He seems to be into electric two-wheeled gadgets. There's Joy Miller Park. Sure it wasn't a baby shark. Look at that. How have I not noticed this before? Is that new? For an apartment complex, that is a very nice little feature. And we have come across the West Don River branch. So over around Thorncliffe Park, the Don River splits into two. There's an east branch and a west branch. And I did an e-bike ride that went up by the east branch. And I went over to the Rainbow Tunnel, something I'd never been to before. And I was a bit surprised CJ Hoyle commented that he had never been there before. I thought that guy had ridden his bike everywhere in the city. Miss Toronto says it's not new. Then I have somehow completely missed that every time. I've just never seen it on, or I've just ridden my bike past it and didn't pay any attention to it, but I've never walked past it while it was on. And here we are at York Mills, but the commute would not be complete if I didn't go all the way to the office building where I used to work. I am only an hour and 45 minutes late for work. I miss Toronto. I have seen that plaque. Last time I was over there, there's a little tunnel area, and there were some people trying to sleep in there. So here we are at York Mills Road. Well, York Mills Road on the east side. On the west side, it's Wilson. And here's York Mills Station. Which I think really gets most of its use for the office complexes here. You don't see too many people getting on and off during the weekends. I would think at that time most of the people are just connecting from buses. There's a Go Bus terminal in there. We're going to cross over to the west side here. And here's where I did that tunnel run video. If you could remember that. No, there will not be a tunnel run today. So it looks like there's going to be residences, hotel, office, retail, and a TTC connection. Why would you put a hotel here? Even people staying in the area for business would probably rather be downtown and just take the subway here and stay right here. Young and York Mills. And just up here on the left is the Don Valley Golf Course. And that's where service vehicles would enter the course. I agree, not a great location for a hotel. And here's the office complex where I used to work. I remember last March or April, they said we were all going home to work and we only had a few days notice, and that we would be back by October. Well, it's almost October a year later. Last August I quit. I was only at that company for about 6 or 7 months. But they can go F themselves. Luring me in with a lot of vacation and a fancy package. And then saddling me with a lot of nonsense. I was more than happy to leave this place. But that is where I worked. In the Young Corporate Center. F them, says Tom. The best thing about leaving an industry is, who cares if you burn any bridges? I still know enough people that I could get back if I wanted to. And this person here is wearing jeans and a sweater. So I'm going to cross over to the other side of the street here. I'm a boss now. If I had a boss, they wouldn't be too happy with me. Michael, I worked at a First Canadian place. That was 2 companies ago, and then I briefly worked at a company in here. I had a really good manager. A lot of the people I worked with were awesome, but it was one of those. It was the only time in my life where I ever regretted taking a job. I left a really good situation to go to a really bad one. All in the name of slightly more vacation and money. Here we go, 14-story building planned. 1 subway station left. No, I'm gonna head south and pop into York Mills here. We're not gonna be heading up to Young Shepherd. Allie says she'd rather make less and be happy. I think everyone sort of owes it to themselves to find what that balance is and try to reach it. So I'm now heading south. What I'm gonna do is just walk over to the subway station. I'm gonna ride home. I need milk and I'm out of Diet Pepsi, so I'll pick that up at the supermarket. Then I'm gonna go out and record a walk that I hope to have up on the channel tomorrow. And I think last night's late night bike ride will be Thursday's video. That's exactly true, Kartik. This is my first real time getting out and walking a whole lot since I've been in New York. Or came back from New York. I'm only at 7,000 steps. Supermarket stream? No, we are not streaming in the supermarket. All right, Lisa D, have a good day. Diet Pepsi consumers can't be trusted. I'm sorry, but people who dislike 2-in-1 shampoo and body wash products can't be trusted. So my next stream will probably be of the two-wheeled variety. Oh, here's someone going up to play a round of golf. It'll probably be on the e-bike or possibly the scooter. But now that I'm back in Toronto, I'm going to try to start streaming regularly again, as in at least 3 a week. So if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Head over to my other channel and sub there. I stream there every Sunday night. That is Johnny Stumbles. It's a different kind of stream though. I don't blame you for not wanting to be a part of that. I think there's a bench right here on the left. There's the bench I'm looking for. You're welcome, Feng. Thank you to our mods. I saw a bevy here. Ali BHG was here. She was kind of a mod, not by choice. But I'm glad she's embraced it. Thank you to any other mods I missed. Thank you to our super chatters and for everyone for participating and being kind to one another and not trolling. I'm probably going to pop in and grab a coffee right now, and then I'm going to head to the supermarket. So again, no video today other than this, but I'll try to have one up for tomorrow morning. So thank you again. Maybe I'll even have that haircut by the next stream. All right, let's end this one with 20 seconds of silence. We're gonna go ASMR here. So thanks for watching, guys, and have yourselves a wonderful Tuesday.